you that you may just watch the most shocking and honestly frightening video that you've seen in a long time. Jared Bernstein is the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors to the President of the United States. This is a high-profile position, you would agree, and it certainly requires one to understand economics, to have a really good knowledge of economics. At the very least, a person has to understand the basics. Why? Well, because the top advisor on economic policy makes important calls that affect the entire country, that affect you and I. If you have seen at least 10 of my videos, you know that I do spend a considerable amount of time on the national debt crisis. I talk about it, and I also discuss why it is destroying our economy and our country. Everybody understands that 34+ trillion dollars in debt is simply unsustainable, and it is not going to end well. It's just a matter of time. Well, Jared Bernstein wants you to know that no matter what happens, the United States of America cannot go bankrupt precisely because we can print our own money. Just turn that money printer on, he says, and it will fix all of your problems. It will make everything go away, says Bernstein. But then he's asked a follow-up question, a very logical one. He's asked, if the United States government can print money, then why does it need to borrow? The interviewer is asking him to explain why the US government borrows money if it can print an unlimited amount of cash. Why go into debt when you have a money printer that you can literally keep on non-stop? It is a great question, but it is not a difficult one. Well, it may be difficult if you've never taken an economics class, if you've never bothered to really learn anything at all about how the United States government functions and how it operates and how it funds itself. But for the top economic advisor to the President of the United States, that question should be a piece of cake. You would think so anyway. I want you to watch this video. I want you to watch this clip of Jared Bernstein somewhat struggling just a tiny bit, and then let me know what you make of it in the comments below. I would love to hear your take on this and your response to what you're about to see. Watch.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar, so why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets
stuck.
Some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? This
man is confused. Call all Yahweh. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Once again, brothers, more news for you, man. All right? As you can see, this is the economic advisor. He can't even advise right now because they're lost in words. All right? They're lost in words, man. All right? The truth is that printing money is not solving the issue. All right? It's just making it worse.
They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Since they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them.
And this is what Yahweh Shem Yahweh is doing, man. Shameful spewing. All right? Shameful spewing. This is supposed to be an economic advisor for the president. All right? The Lord is making a mockery of you devils, man. Of you devils. You know? Let's go there. Matter of fact, Let's go to Job 20. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 15. I'm going to start at 15. All right. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. All right? Because we read earlier, another lesson we got to come back to it, Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and they taunt in proverb against him, and say, woe to him, destruction to you Babylonians, you devils, you the whore. Why? That increaseth that which is not his. So the Lord is going to make you swallow that out. He's going to make you vomit through weight pledges, through debt, heavy debt. And that's what you're seeing with Babylon the Great, man. Another bank collapse. Another bank not, allowing their customers to withdraw cash, because we're going to the CBDC stage, which that's going to actually usher in the MOTB. And then you got this devil that don't know what he's doing.
The money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money, and then it uses that money to, I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it.
There's no answer, because printing money is not fixing the problem. Stagflation, implosion. This place is out of here. And we're in Babylon. And that's why the Heavenly Father say He's gonna provide for us. We're gonna be able to eat, drink, because we're about to go to the next stage, the next level up. We're about to level up, man. Miracles, spiritual powers, guidance from the angels, because that's the time we're about to go into, and that's the time that we're going to need. We're going to need divine intervention. This place is about to go all hell. These people out here about to lose their minds. They're going to kill one another for the lack of bread, as the scripture said. Riots. This place is about to flip, man.
I don't know what they're talking about, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation.
What's the point of borrowing if you can print money? Because there's no value in printing money. Remember, I think it was 1948, right after World War II, or 1944, somebody correct me if I'm mistaken, they dismissed the gold reserve, and they came up with the fiat, paper money, which has no value. Like the apostles always go into real money or precious stones, diamonds, gold, silver. That's why the price of gold is rising. When you have inflation, the price of gold goes up. The price of silver goes up.
And so
to articulate that the United States government does not actually print money. It does not print cash. When the supply of cash increases, so does inflation. Money printing fuels inflation. It is a direct relationship. And we learned
exactly
that very well a couple of years ago, thanks to stimulus checks and the PPP.
And guess what? They're about to give you another stimulus check. I think it's $1 trillion now, 2020, because of the Beetlejuice, the C-19. They gave you what, 200, 400,000, something like that. A new stimulus. All right. It's a new, let me see if this is the one, 13 hours ago. Let's click on this. All right. So let's go up. $1,500 New Jersey rebate payment, 2024 delivery date. They're going to have another stimulus. You know, this devil, they and that's the Lord. The Lord is doing that. You know, the Lord is doing all of this. He's putting the devil, you know, to sign another bill, another stimulus check. I think this one is $1 trillion or something like that. 1,500 stimulus check, 2012 for everyone. No eligible direct deposits, whatever. You know, I want the real news. Stimulus check, 2000 was eligible to get. All right. Let me see. Salakia. Bear with me, brothers. I know I heard it. $1 trillion stimulus. Let me see. Stimulus 2024. Here we go. I knew I wasn't joking. All right. President Biden signs a $1.2 trillion U.S. spending bill. All right. President Joe Biden's $1.2 trillion. And what they do back then, well, print money, which they don't. It's just more inflation. Print money. Where do you think these stimulus checks stimulate the economy, but it's actually not. It's imploding, you know? All right, $1.2 trillion spending package, keeping the U.S. government funded through a fiscal year. Meanwhile, they're issuing stimulus checks to stimulate the economy, but you're still falling under that index. There's no growth. You're still there's food prices going up, gas prices going up. You're still inflation. You're still every 3 months you're $1 trillion in debt. All right? And the Lord is doing this, man. This devil, man. The Lord gonna do so. I can't wait till the Lord visit his place, man. This was back in March 23rd, you know. But if I find it, I'll do it in the next lesson. But I know there's another bill signed. Another bill, these unrighteous decrees that this guy is going to do more. He's going to sign, I forgot, I think it was $1 trillion something for another stimulus check. You know, matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see, it might be on my Blacklist News. Let's go here real quick. Rifle armed robot dogs. Robot dogs, look at that. All right. You know, Ireland, Zuckerberg, considered by an Associate Press. Oil price conspiracy 20 years were raid. Al Jazeera Superman partnership with the feds. I got to read that. Anyway, it's okay. Let's
program that was available for small businesses here in the United States. Instead of printing cash, the United States government actually sells its debt to borrow money. Who buys it? Well, until recently, foreign governments and investors considered U.S. treasuries to be the safest investment. That has changed, of course, and is no longer the case, and that is the main problem. What will happen if the United States government cannot find enough buyers to purchase its debt? If there are no buyers willing to lend money, the government that's running massive budget deficits won't be able to operate. Just like you and I, we cannot live if we spend more than what we make every single month. It doesn't work that way. Eventually, we'll go bankrupt. So the United States government desperately needs buyers for its debt, and that is why it's willing to pay higher interest to make its offer more appealing to doubting investors. High interest means higher government spending. It is a vicious cycle, as you can see. The Federal Reserve, on the other hand, can print money out of thin air to buy U.S. government debt. Of course, this process is far more nuanced than I just described, and I may go into more details in my future videos. But the question that I have after watching Jared Bernstein respond is, So why was it so difficult for him to answer a seemingly easy question? Was it difficult for him? Maybe it wasn't difficult at all. Maybe answering the question would have revealed that the entire system is just a massive scam. Is that it? Is that why he didn't answer? Well, let me know what you think in the comments.
Yep, and that's what it is. You see it, brothers and sisters. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushai, top U.S. economic advisor, reveals the truth. And you already seen that he couldn't even answer the question. Because you devils are being, you're being revealed, man. Shameful spewing. Habakkuk, I know that's, all right. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. You're being exposed, E. And the world knows it. The world knows it. That's why the world does not want to deal with you, because they see an empire about to fall. That's like if I want to do some business, right, with a certain person that runs a company, you know, and I see that his company is, you know, going bankrupt. I'm not going to deal with them. I'm going to look for another company, you know, that I can deal with. You know, I'm not going to deal with that company. So what the nations are doing, they're seeing this whore has no value, morally, spiritually, financially, has no value. The dollar has losing its value. You know, and they don't want to deal with it. Everybody's dodging, you know, and they don't want to deal with the dollar. We are literally watching Yahweh Shem Yahushua working, brothers. It's time for him to work, man. Psalms 119. What's that? Psalms 119, 107, 105, something like that. 127. You know, it's time for the Lord to work, man. And he's working. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing should be on thy glory, man. Right? Let's see what the NLT. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come drink and be exposed. Drink the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, brothers. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, the Lord's doing something, and Lord willing, man, you know, may the Most High have mercy on us, man.